Good evening, guys, and welcome back to the Kieran Climbing Racing Show for Saturday's racing at Cheltenham. Hopefully, we've all watched Friday's episode and seen my thoughts on those. If you have, just drop in the comments on there your best bet for tomorrow's racing. But we'll go through race by race as per usual. Starting off with the 12:35, the juvenile hurdle. Now normally I wouldn't get involved in races like this, especially at this time of year. Precious Man is favourite for the Skeltons, their first runner for Johnny De La Haye. Was a good, ran some decent races over in O'Toy, and now he comes and joins the Skeltons and have his first run on Saturday. Two I keep my eye on because he does very well in these races, and that's James Owen's horses. The first one he's had Burdett Road and East India Dock run and win this race. The two he's got in the race here, you've got Hallelujah, who's a decent flat horse, rated 101. Sam Twiston Davis will take the ride. The other one that I've got interest in, and Sean Bowen will take the ride, is Katie O'Reilly. Won at Ludlow, not much for a race at Ludlow, but she did it nicely. Obviously, hers is experience, and if I was pushed to have a bet in this race, it probably would be her each way with the hers experience, and with James Owen's record in this race and his overall record with juveniles, I think she could be overpriced. I think she's around 14-16 to 1 currently. We then move on to the 110, the amateur riders handicap chase. And I was all over transmission looking for the entries. I thought he'd be coming back here to win this race for a second time in a row. That is not the case. He has not been declared. The two I like in here, the first one I'm going to mention is that the horse that finished second in the race last year, Java Point, comes here off a mark of 127, which is £1 below the mark he was last year when he finished second. Could be further. I know he's 10 now, but he could still have a decent chance in this race. He's around a 14-16 to 1 shot as well, so it could be a decent each way play if people want to play that. The other one is a younger horse, is Heracles Westwood of Warren Greytrex's, winner at Windsor in their Millions meeting last year, won very impressively there, before finishing second at Newbury. Then went to the Cheltenham Festival and was 7th in the National Hunt Chase behind Haiti Galores, not a bad run at all. And then was sent to Punchestown at the end of the season in a big listed handicap. We only finished 5th behind Shambali Kid. That looks decent enough form. Shambali Kid, I think, will be running a national big long distance handicap chase somewhere on the line this season. Not sure where he's going to end up. But Heracles Westwood's got very good handicap form in the book. He's still lightly raced in that sphere, and I think going into this amateur riders race, Finian Maguire is booked for the ride, a very decent jockey in his own right. You obviously win these races, you'd have to look at the jockey bookings as well. So he has around a 6 to 1 shot. He would probably be the play for me in this race if I'm going to have a bet, but we shall see what happens Saturday morning. The 145, the novice chase, the grade 2 over 2 miles, the Arkle trial. And this all for me revolves around July Flower. I know she's even money favourite after a win at Limerick. Henry sends her over, but I really think I like her profile. I really think she's a decent horse going places. Obviously Henry does brilliantly with his chase when he sends decent hurdlers chasing. He normally turns average hurdlers into very, very good chasers. So the fact that she's gone chasing and she was a decent hurdler in her own right, obviously I put her up for the Mares Hurdle last year, bit of each way fever against Lossiemouth. Didn't quite transpire, but hopefully she will make a better chaser for Henry. Around even money though, so I probably won't have a play in here. Second favourite is Be Aware, who people that have watched my episodes will know that I'm quite keen on him for the novice handicap chase down the line. I really think he's going to end up in the Jack Richards. And I know he won well at Stratford, but I think this could be a bit of a step too far. Skelton has mentioned as well that he might be thinking about sending him up in Trip in the future. So the fact that he's staying at 2 miles and running an arc, I think this is just a race to get another run into him and a potential handicap mark. But so it'd be July Flower for me. If she, I would just be a watching brief at the price. They wouldn't be probably getting involved at even money. But if you want to go on back of the Arkle now, I think she's around 25 to 1 for the Arkle. If you want to back her beforehand, I wouldn't say no. Like I said, Henry's got a decent record. Obviously, won the Arkle with a mare who put the kettle on. Has had plenty of decent novice chasers down the years as well. So wouldn't put anybody off if they want to back her her for the Arkle itself. But even money for the novice for this trial, not for me currently. We then move on to the 220, the big race of the meeting, the Paddy Power handicap chase over 2.5 miles, where Jaguar is in here at favourite. Obviously won what did he win? Not the Grand Land, the other one. The Plate last year, won it very nicely from the Company Sergeant, who also reopposes. Two I like in here is, the first one is Bad for Ben Pauling. Now, most of his decent form is around Kempton, I get that. But the fact that Ben Pauling is sending him here, and his horses are absolutely flying, his chasers are absolutely flying so far this season. Obviously, another winner yesterday with my beloved Diva Luna. Yes, I have to get her in the podcast somewhere. But he's got plenty of fire horses that are flying currently at the moment over fences. Ben Jones is riding out of his skin in the saddle as well. I just think at around 14, 16 to 1, he's a decent each way play. And the other one is the Henry de Bromhead trained Theatre Native. Now, she comes in here second string for the stable because they've got coming up easy, which is quite apt considering that's probably what the going description is going to be come Saturday. But Theatre Native won at the track in April, won by 10 lengths. With Rachel Blackmore in the saddle, absolutely bolted up, beating one of Willie Mullins's a penny and 100. Now that horse, you wouldn't say it's highly touted in the Mullins stable, but the fact of the way she won it, I know that was on the new course, was back on the old course here, but I think Theatre Native could outrun her odds and around 20 to 1, something like that, and always drawn to the fact that it's owned by Kenny Alexander, obviously owned Honeysuckle, obviously another decent mare for a very, very, very decent mare for Henry de Bromhead. We then move on to the two handicaps and then the bumper to finish, the 255, the handicap hurdle over 3 miles. Now this looks like a bit of a rerun of the Potemps, to be honest. The Potemps qualifier that we had here in October. We've got Supremely West for the Skeltons, who was 3rd, Long Draw, who was 4th, Prince of Ollie Murphy's. Now they've both qualified for the Potemps. Now if that is their aim, are they going to really be wanting to win this and potentially scupper the handicap mark? You got Prince Zalter in here for the Skeltons as well. On obviously used to be trained by Gavin Cromwell. Now with with Dan Skelton, looks second string to Supremely West, and obviously has links to find from the race in October, but like maybe this won't be the day. Maybe he'll come back for a qualifier or go for a qualifier somewhere else. The ever consistent Gal Road, he wasn't consistent that day, he actually finished 11th. He's in here as well. Obviously his record last year, I think he was second 4 times at Cheltenham last year and then won his race eventually on trials day. But he does have to carry top weight, so that's always that provision. And the last one is Patriotic, who was finished 12th that day. I just think the ground went against him completely. He would want softer ground, which he's going to get. And if I'm going to back anything in this race, it would be Patriotic. I really think he's got a great chance. Like, I've backed this horse plenty of times for Evan Williams. Definitely wants 3 miles, wants a bit of cut in the ground. He did every yard when he won at Doncaster last year, and that was on softest going as well. Just really think the softer the ground, the better for this horse. Be coming late under Isabel Williams, and hopefully will nick a place, if not win the race. So he will probably be my play for the race currently. And we move on to the 330, the handicap hurdle over 2.5 miles. Again, plenty in here. You got Royal Infantry, who I did have touted for the 3 mile race because Skelton did say he was going to send him back up the 3 miles. But he comes here over for 2.5 again, which is this a plot to carry on down the road before he gets stepped back up to 3. French Ship is in here, obviously won in the October meeting. Won very nicely at the October meeting. Decent profile's gone up, I think, £8 in the handicap. Still could be a bit of more improvement in there for the Hobbs team. And then there's one that come from that race that actually finished 9th in that French race. That's Last Rodeo, who I actually put up on the Ginger Joe Racing Show when I was on there for the handicap that day. Wasn't helped by the fall of East India Express. Was hampered very badly, and Jack Tudor kind of got the ghost, and they just literally coasted home and finished 9th in the end. That was on handicap debut. Didn't go up a lot I didn't go up at all in the weights. I just think the softer the ground as well for the Christian Williams horse will certainly help. He's actually been well backed since declaration. He's about 25-1 this morning. Since he's been declared, he's about 14-1 shot now. So the money's down on him. The other bit, there's two more handicap debutants I just want to mention. Hollywell Queen for the Henderson stable. Again, the money's down on her as well. She was 20. She's now in as short as 15-2. So potentially missed the price on that one. But she won a listed event. I think it might actually be a graded event at Haydock last year in the Mares division. Won it very nicely from Kalara Wood of Ollie Greenhalls. I remember that because I backed that horse that day. I thought she was going to be a world beater, and then Hollywell Queen truly put her in her place. That looks decent form. She then comes here on handicap debut, which is very much an angle I look at is handicap debutants, especially going up in trip as well. And then the other one is Royal Rambler. Had decent form last season. Won, I think it was at Hereford, and then I think there was a second in there as well last time out. Comes here fresh, handicap debut. Certainly could play a part, so there's plenty in here. The two I will probably keep most on side, the two that have actually been well backed so far, and that's Last Rodeo. Because I backed him last time, I thought he was going alright before getting hampered. And the fact that they coasted home, he goes better on soft ground. He will probably be the likely play around 14-1, because you probably get decent each way place terms here. Hollywell Queen, the way the money's coming here, they're definitely going to fancy her as well. And then finally, the 4 o'clock, the bumper. 2 horses just to mention in here. Eramenko is in here for Nikki Henderson. Well renowned, although they were meant to be going hurdling with her, but she's had a bit of a slight setback, so they stay in the bumpers by the looks of it, or at least getting them one more bumper run into her. She looks decent and would probably be the choice for myself in the bumper if I'm going to have a bet. So that's all of Saturday's gone through. Best bets. A bit of a tough one at the moment. Probably, if I was going to give you 2 right now that I probably will be backing, it probably will be Bad in the Paddy Power and Last Rodeo in the 3:30, the 2.5 mile handicap. Because I think he's still got plenty of potential in his handicap mark. And I think Bad, like I said, Ben Pauling's horses are just over fences, are just flying at the moment. And hopefully not going back left-handed will not be too much of an issue, and he can potentially outrun his odds of around 16-1. Thanks again for listening, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I will be back tomorrow with a look at Sunday's racing, including the Greatwood Hurdle, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to share it on X as well, that'd be brilliant. Just trying to get as much content out there for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope we all have a few winners at Cheltenham. Best of luck, guys, and happy punting to you all.